So what is Fuckup Nights?
Hello everyone, I'm really happy to see so many people in Armenia because attending this event. And thank you, Vaj and IRP, for giving this opportunity to be here today. It's really cool. And actually, when Vaj asked me if I want to do a fuck up, this was my first response. I don't have any fuck ups. But I was joking at this time, but if you believe me, if you would ask me a couple of years ago, I would totally not joke about this. I believe the main reason is because I was raised in an environment where failures are considered as bad things, and people tend to not openly talk about this, and most importantly, I think they tend to hide from themselves as well. So, and this wouldn't be a joke for me a couple of years ago. So, but I decided okay, I will do, of course I will do it, and I had to go back in my memories to understand what kind of fuck-ups I did. So before diving into the stories, a little bit about myself. So I moved to Toronto about less than 2 years ago, and yeah, Canada is kind of cold, yeah. Before even going deeper into this, I just want to share that I'm not a fuck-up expert, and this is all my experience, and whatever you hear here, don't use it at your own risk, please. And yeah, I moved to Toronto, it's a cold place, and yeah, you can, but people are very nice there. So some facts that I can share is if you don't say sorry about 50 times per day, you're considered as a rude person. Yeah, and yeah, I gotta catch up with this kind of a habit as well, and I'm saying sorry here as well, and people sometimes are, why are you saying sorry for nothing? Yeah, but it's very nice, and also I was very happy to get a job in a company where the culture of the company is very safe to share your failures, and people are really open to share, and as you mentioned, it's as a part of education, they get these failures as an opportunity to learn. So they there are no blamings, and people just try to learn from their failures. So I will share a couple of professional fuck-ups here, and the first one was this one in 2013. So Pink, we started with another, the founders of this startup was me and another friend, iOS developer, and a marketing guy approached us and asked with this idea. So the idea is you can send reminders to other people, and send or receive reminders, and later it was kind of a B2B business. So because this idea was his, and actually I don't even really understand now fully the idea, and that was part of the fuck up as well, because I think that creating a startup is kind of a relationship, and it needs time to mature, and if you don't love it and you don't understand the motivation before starting this startup, it's as Vaj said, there's 90% of chance you fail, so probably it goes even higher when you don't have this motivation. So, and after 1.5 years, and it failed, but yeah, I don't consider this is a big fuck up, though we spend so much time, so which very valuable, as you know, time, but I still had some learnings there, like how to create pitch decks, talked with investors. So this was not the thing I want to focus today as a main thing. So the main lesson I learned from this, actually, that if you start something, just ask some questions like, why are you doing this, and what's your motivation before starting this? Otherwise, it's no way to succeed. So next one was in 2016. So this one is called Navash. It's Lavash Navash. So we made this connection. It was a delivery service where we bring breakfast to your home for free. And this kind of was a good idea because I'm kind of busy, lazy person. and I would like to have this kind of service. So the idea was mine, and I was pretty motivated. Yeah, because the idea, I was feeling I'm a genius, and but eventually, like I was thinking about this as a side project, and my most of my investment was I was investing some money in it, and we like registered business. We did some market research, door-to-door surveys. We put some posters, bags, and all. We even like had a physical store because it was like local delivery service. Maybe some of you, if you live near Komitas, you may saw this, and. But again, as I said, like it was kind of side project, and I was thinking that if I will just invest my money, but not my time, it will someone will do the job for me as a founder, which is totally wrong. And after again 1 year and some small amount of money considered in startups, it again failed. And the main thing is again like I'm always connecting this as a kind of a relationship where. If you don't fully invest your energy, your time, money, and like emotionally invested in this, even if the idea is there, like it's not enough. The idea is not enough to succeed. So lesson learned is like consistent commitment, and is one of the musts when you're starting a startup. So these are two fuck-ups that I had in professional life. So and in Toronto, we usually like talk about professional fuck-ups, but today I actually want to share one personal fuck-up which actually changed my life. This happened in 2017. So my marriage ended very unexpectedly and suddenly, and I went through a 5-month divorce, very painful. So. I can say like previously, I'm IT guy, so I was thinking like this all depression and emotional, like I couldn't believe that the emotional pain can actually be on a physical level. So I was going through this cocktail of different emotions like sadness, sorrow, and it's called depression. Now I know the word. Yeah, and but previously like it was considered as a West culture thing for me. That is like I saw depression only in movies or some songs, which is not for me. And when I was here, I was totally unprepared for this. And the fuck up actually happened not on this day. But actually the fuck up was why it's fuck up, because it was for a time being like for a couple of years before like in the whole relationship. And I can make some connection with professional life, but sometimes we just take everything as like we get into this comfort zone. When we get into a relationship with or marriage, we get into this comfort zone, and it's very easy to get into it and very difficult to go out of it. And you try not you're stopping like investing into this relationship. Similar to other like fuck ups, professional fuck ups, I was not fully investing in this, and eventually like one day it was very unexpected at this day, but actually it was like growing from for a long time. And yeah, sorry about it, just a little. Yeah. So actually, I went to so the most I said about different emotions, but the most important thing that I couldn't share these things with my friends and family members, because it was considered as a shame to be weak. And I as a developer like started like what the first thing you do when you don't know how to solve the problem, you Google it. So I Googled, but read a lot of articles, even bought an ebook about this, but it was like one, not too directional, so I was just reading, and that was not enough. So, and I decided to go for a counseling to a psychologist. This is another thing that people in Armenia don't like to talk about, and it's considered if you are going to counseling, you are kind of a crazy person, or you're mad. And So I did it, but I was very determined, and I went to counseling without saying to anyone. And yeah, I found this, thanks to these people, actually, I found this place very safe to talk. And sometimes it's very easy to talk to strangers about things that you can share with some even very close people. And after some time, yeah, I acknowledged that it was not about my divorce only, like all this relationship and stuff was about with my friends as well, my family, and eventually like this helped me to like rethink the whole my life. It like dramatically changed my life, and it also like affected my personal like attitude to everything I do. So there's one thing that I like really well, like happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. So I break this to smaller parts, like what you think. So this is again connected with your motivation and stuff, but whatever you do in your life, just think about it. Like, are you really sincere with yourself, and really whatever you do, it's like you think about it. The same as in the first place, in the first startup, I was thinking not about like if I like really this startup, but I was thinking, or the idea, I was like measuring how successful would it be by measuring the connection this person has with in network or some other things, but I was not even considering that I like it or not like it. So the same is with everything you do, so be always mindful about what you're doing, and even if you fail, you will always know that you were enjoying the process. So what you say. So this is another like thing that very important for me. So you can think about all this, but you may have so many fears to express your own thoughts. And I think it's also like very important to be able to communicate this thing to other people. It's kind of, I consider it as a skill where you, and I'm investing a lot in this skill myself, and this public speaking is part of it. And don't be afraid to ask for help to other people, because it's sometimes it's very you're afraid that you get rejection, but you will be surprised how many people actually will help. The same is like when I approached Bavaj and I asked I need some place to have a meetup, and he just said of course. And don't be afraid to ask for help, and just always go there. And what you do. This is actually, again, like the most important thing, just act. So don't think that some other people can do something instead of you, that you should do. And whatever you do in your life, just do it, yeah. Nike. So I hope that this thing can resonate with some of you, and if it will help somehow to rethink your life, I will just really be happy, because it helped me to rethink my life, and the person who was like 2 years ago and now it's like totally different persons. And I went through this fuck up, which is like totally like almost like killed me. And but I went through it, and now I feel that I'm like really stronger, and I don't afraid to share this story to so many people here. And yeah, it's the best learning for me, even if it was one of the best, the most painful for me. So and this is how actually I also started with SwiftCoders Armenia. So this is a community where I want to promote these ideas that people should be this kind of, I want to create this safe environment where people are not afraid to do some failures and fuck ups, and just only thing that I say is just do fail and just learn from it. So hopefully this will grow, and I hope this community will grow, and also will not only a professional life, but also in personal life, people will use all these things. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Great presentation. Quick question: in your next relationship, what would you do differently that you didn't do in the first one?
Oh, that's a very good question because I actually try to do all these things. I try first thing I just try to be sincere whenever I feel that I have something to say. I always try to say, and also the second thing I try to be more mindful about how I'm communicating this thing, because sometimes you can have very good intention, but you can say it very differently, and it will be received very differently. And I'm trying just to be mindful about my relationships, and just to not just dive in because I have to or I need to, but also from perspective of why I'm doing this and why I'm this person with this person. Yeah.